name's Kashe, as you all know, and I'm a part of the U of L Board Ski Surf Club for the University of Lethbridge. We do several ski trips and a big surf trip in the year, roughly around November and February. This year we went on February 17th, went till the 27th in California, and I'm here to tell you kind of what we did and how we did it. So we kind of all met up at the school at Saturday around like 4 p.m. I would say. We all loaded up, did a big orientation, kind of like a speech, just get everyone pumped up. We got sweaters, hats, sunglasses, a whole bunch of gear from all of our sponsors and whatnot. Then we would kind of just load up the truck. We'd probably leave the school at about 8 o'clock that day for a 2-day drive. We got past the border, say about midnight, actually, because it was a little bit delayed with our loading up. There was a lot of confusion, make sure everyone had their forms filled out and whatnot. Our first stop was in Sweetgrass, Montana, where we learned you can buy booze, smokes, and ammunition all at your local gas station.
I love Montana.
It's a great place. Yeah, so we kind of just drove, stopped every 2 hours for drinks, food, whatever you needed. We drove to Great Falls, Butte, Pocatello. We saw a peacock and a camel at the local Dairy Queen there, which was really cool and interesting. And then we hit about Sunday, and we get to Mesquite. That's just before Las Vegas. And what we like to do every year on the surf trip, everyone gets really excited about going to Vegas. We get there probably around 8 o'clock, and we stay for 4 hours in Vegas. I'm not going to say the details of that one. It didn't really work out too well for us last year. It was we call it the Vegas nightmare, because we got there, and as you can imagine, Vegas is super busy. We had 3 vans, a truck, and a trailer. We were all following the line. We were parking at the underground parking at Caesar's Palace. Not a good decision at all, actually. So our truck went first with the trailer, and all the vans were right behind it, and there was a whole bunch of cars behind us, and we didn't realize the height of our trailer was too big to fit inside the parkade.
Oh no.
So it took about an hour for us to shimmy our way back out, like turn around, go outside, and the trailer had to park somewhere else. The vans continued up to the top of the parkade, and the nightmare began after that. So we're all supposed to stay organized. We're supposed to have groups of maybe like 4. One person that's supposed to have a working phone that worked, but within 15 minutes, everyone was gone, dispersed all over the place. Really, all just went our separate ways, and then we were all supposed to meet at the top of the parkade at midnight. At hit midnight, there was people just still coming in, and then we waited about another hour afterwards, and the foreign kids hadn't showed up yet. We had 2 foreign exchange students on the trip. They had no phones, and the group that they originally left with had no idea where they went. So we had a couple search parties go out, look for them. Everyone was. A few people that were a little drunk. All the people that were of age were drunk.
Okay.
But it took us about another hour. We left. It was 2 hours late that day, leaving from Vegas because of that. And then that's not even the worst part about it. We actually all got into the vans, ready to get down to the parkade, but an accident happened at the bottom of the parkade, where the entrance was. So there was a line from the top of like a 6-story parkade, all the way down to the bottom, and so a 4-hour delay on that part. And then finally, we were out of our Vegas nightmare. It was another like 6-hour to 7-hour drive to California from there. I remember everyone was tired, super just out of it at that point. Really squished up. 12 people in a van, so it's not exactly a comfortable drive. But I remember waking up. It was like probably 5 in the morning. All I could hear was waves crashing. Crashing. I've never been to the States or like anywhere actually in the world, so it was a really kind of interesting thing for me. I was really intrigued by the whole traveling aspect of it, and so once we got there, we had to wait to get into the campsite actually. So we kind of just all went and sat down by the beach. It was actually extremely cold in California at that time for some reason. I had no idea why, but it was. And then so once the day kind of went on, Monday was just a day for setting up camp and renting all the surf gear and stuff like that. We had different themes for each day. I'm just gonna kind of wasn't supposed to say this, but Tequila Tuesday was one of them. Wacky Wednesday was another. We did surfing for the most of it. Let's say that.
Don't worry.
But so Monday, we had Walmart runs, and then it was just a regular beach day. We couldn't surf on the beach that we were camped by because the waves were just too gnarly. Tuesday, we finally got to go down to the beach where we could actually surf. We had a big introduction down at the beach by our president, who kind of just give us a safe introduction to how to get on top of a surfboard, what to do when you're out in the ocean and whatnot. I learned that boarders were quite douchebags. Actually, they didn't like the surfers getting in their way. There was an awesome place down there that served. It was called Surfing Donuts. It was my favorite place for breakfast I have ever been to. It's got like these weird croissant things, but they put like the eggs and all the meat and the cheese all inside of it. It was awesome. Yeah, so the week kind of was all the same. Kind of wake up in the morning, go to the beach, surf, do all that. It was Tuesday, actually Thursday really sucked because it was a rainy day. It was like maybe 17 degrees Celsius there, which kind of sucked for the trip, but we made the most of it. We actually went shopping in the local shops around town and went to the trampoline park in San Diego, which was really fun. It was a good time, especially with all our adrenaline junkies on the team, that's what we call it, but club. So yeah, that's what we did on Thursday, and on Friday was our last day, so everyone was kind of a little sad about it, but we actually met this homeless guy named Train. He was a little off, but we liked him at first, and then he kind of started having some PTSD flashbacks. Well, we invited him back to our campsite, and he kind of started stealing all our food. So we had kindly asked him to leave. Our group's not really about violence, so we're a little worried about triggering this guy. And then we all stopped at the fancy dinner on the pier at about 6 o'clock. And like at this time, we've already packed up all the stuff from the campsites and whatnot. So we all had the vans loaded up, and we went down to the pier. And it's an expensive dinner. I had scampi, which is mainly just shrimp, and like a piece of toast, and it was $75.
What?
It was crazy, but
California.
it was worth it. Worth every penny. It was so delicious. Has weird sauce, but went with it. And then yeah, we head back on the road back to Canada. Everyone was pretty tired, so it was a little bit of a sleepy trip, I would say. And that's about it. Kind of. It was overall the money I spent probably about $3,000, but it was worth every penny of it. It was the best time of my life.